Yes, sir. What's up? Another episode. It's a Tuesday night.
Woot.
Yeah, man.
Hook day.
I know. Coming off a fat L. But we got a special guest for y'all. Okay. We got a special guest in the house tonight. Good friend of mine, man. He's a homie, close guy. It's my dude Jay Spence, the king on the bottom.
Hey.
What's going on, man?
What's up, man? I missed y'all.
What's up, man? It's good to see you.
Yeah, no, it's good to talk to y'all again. You know, it's time, man. It's time.
Time.
Make some noise.
It's time, man. And then we got Anthony up top. What's going on, Anthony?
Hey-o.
How you doing tonight?
The suit is on. You know I'm ready. Let's go.
The suit is on.
New day. New day, gentlemen.
Day. It is a new day. I mean, before we get into anything, right? How are we feeling? Are we over the loss? Because I'm not. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to be in this mindset right now, and we're gonna get to the Bills and all that later. But how are y'all feeling, man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing all right. I think I was pretty depressed yesterday. Obviously, always when you lose, it's not good. You're not happy with it. But today I woke up and I said, you know what? We're 4-2. We're okay. We got basically a bye this week. All right, to go 5-2, and then we get ready for the Patriots. And I think we're going to beat them, and we'll be 6-2. We should anyway beat them. Be 6-2, 4-0 in the division. I mean, we're in good position. So I woke up this morning, took a deep breath, and realized it's not the end of the world. Although, you know, that was the game that we all had circled and wanted for. You know, all of us Hoof guys predicted that the Bills would win this game and make a statement in this game, and unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And losing's never fun, but I'm ready. I'm moving on.
All right. Look,
we'll get into it. There's a lot to talk about. But
there's a lot to talk about.
You already know me and Anthony already. We already know.
Hey, it's
Watch
going
out.
down tonight.
I
It's
got
going
the
down
suit
tonight.
on.
It's going. He's got his suit on, dude. You got your Life Church TV. I mean, bro, it's.
I mean,
hey,
I woke up. I didn't feel bad. I did predict a win like you guys did, but the thing is, kind of like where you are now, Anthony. Last night I was there. I'm like, you know what? We're 4-2. We're still number one in our own division. You know, I get that we had two bad games, but it was against the two teams that was in the AFC Championship. So while I'm disappointed in both losses, it's like we're still in a good space and it's early in the season. We still have time for this defense to figure it out. There's two issues I have, and I'm sure we're going to talk about them, so I'm not going to really get into them yet.
Don't say it yet.
But I mean, it's only two things that really bother me about where our team is. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm happy, man. I'm not happy with the loss, but I'm happy. I'm still. If you would have told me by week 6, you know, when we were talking in the summer, if you'd have said, all right, week 6, we 4-2, heck yeah,
I'll take it. I would have taken it.
Yeah.
Hey, check it out, Jason. Greg is trying to bring it in already.
Yeah. I called Greg. You got to stay now. Greg, that's hilarious.
You know what? I love you guys, but I'm going to just tell you, my team over here at Rumblings right now, they treat me pretty good already. It's my first official day on the job. Listen, they treat me good, man.
Well, that's good to hear, man. That's dope to hear, man. I always like to hear when people find success, and especially when it's your friends, man. It's always it right there, man. It's from the heart, bro. Seriously, I'm glad you're doing well, man. But before we continue, man, let's give some props to our guys in here, man. PJ Ty, I need Beanie Boy to make some big moves for the trade deadline. I'm gonna have some commentary on that. We got Joe Nelson up in here. Go Bill. What up, dude? Arc Omen, our defense sucks. What can we do to fix this? Who can we go out and get?
I'm with it.
This is a disaster
in here. We'll get to it.
I know, dude. Look, the comment section is flowing.
Robbie,
what's good, man? What's good? Joe Miller in here. That's my guy, Joe Miller. He's so cute. That's my guy. But
right there,
hey, people are popping in here. And Jay, just check this out, bro. We had like 4 or 5 people last week internationally, dude. That was dope. Yeah,
we've been hitting the international spree here. We've been Australia. We had Brazil. We all over.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty dope. All right. So are you guys ready for all this? Jay Spence, you haven't been on this show yet.
I haven't.
We're about to break you in, son. We're about to break you in, okay?
I'm ready. Right. Let's get it. Let's get it. I got my.
Okay.
Let's get it. I'm gonna hit you with the low brim. I'm ready.
Okay, he's ready. All right, here we go. So this is what's popping. We tell you guys every week. What's popping is where we go around the league. We talk the latest and the greatest hot topics around the league and from games that happened the previous week. That's what's popping, and here we go. All right, so I set up, our agenda for the show. You guys don't see it, but I get your thoughts and your takes on these certain topics, and we just go from there. Arguing is accepted. High energy. This is what we thrive on. We're like adrenaline junkies around here, okay?
Right people in here for this, don't we?
Anthony wears the suit. He puts the suit on. He lotions up the champ stamp, and we're ready to go, dude. We're ready to go. All right, hot topic number 1. Dolphins named Tua starter in Miami per Adam Schefter. Okay. Now, this is a Dolphins team that's one game out of a division lead or tied, with the Bills. They play, great defense so far. I mean, they're looking pretty good. Fitzpatrick, there was no reason for, you look at him statistically, you're like, well, why are they switching quarterbacks? Well, Brian Flores says now is the time. The whole idea was to bring him along. When he's ready, he's going to play. I like that philosophy, that idea, because it shows you they're not just about this year, but they're about the longevity. They did take this guy early in the draft. So what do you guys, how does that hit you? What are your feelings on that? And Anthony, we'll start with you.
I got to tell you, I was in work this morning when I got the alert that this had happened, and I was a little shocked. I was like, oh, man, they're doing it. All right. He threw 2 passes, and they're convinced he's ready to go. So, we all knew it was coming eventually. I think most of us probably assumed it would be once Fitz started to show a decline of some kind, or maybe, halfway through the season. But the fact that they're going with it now tells you they're really confident in this kid and what he can do. And either that or they're really confident that Fitz can help them out if he does falter. But, man, they're going all in. They're going for it. It's good for our Bills. I mean, it's a rookie quarterback. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to do things. Fitz, you know what you're going to get. Tua, yeah, maybe he goes on a great streak with them, but he's still a rookie quarterback. He's got a lot to learn. And his first game is going to be against the Rams and Aaron Donald. So good luck with that one. You're going to get hit a couple times, I'm sure. But
you're going to learn quick.
Yeah, he's going to learn. Welcome to the NFL.
You're going
to learn today.
No matter how long he preps for that one, he better, those legs better be working because you're running.
Hey, what they going to tell him? Hey, you better say it with your chest. That boy better say it with his chest on Sunday, man. Because they coming. Them boys coming. All right, Jay Spence, what are your thoughts on that, man?
I'm actually, if taking myself out of being a Bills fan for a moment, I'm actually happy about this for him. I think it's a good thing. If you look at recent years in the NFL, quarterbacks coming out of college, you're not getting better with these mental reps sitting there on the sideline. We can look at our own quarterback in this instance. Josh Allen, when he first got here, wasn't supposed to start. And, for injuries and all that good stuff, experience in those real live game reps has gotten him to where he is now. It's not because he was sitting behind somebody who was so smart and that taught. And granted, Fitz is a great, if you're going to have a bridge quarterback, Fitz is the guy you want to have do it. The other reason why I think this is great for him is, again, because we're talking about Fitz. He's going to be his biggest cheerleader. He's going to be his biggest supporter. He's going to teach him when he comes off the sideline. He's not gunning for his job anymore. He's actually, no, let me show you what you did. Let me show you what I saw from there. And so for me, just looking at it from a football perspective, I love this for him. And also I got him on my the Dynasty Fantasy League that we're all in. So it's good. Yeah. Well, Dak got injured. I had Dak as my starter, and then I had Tua coming in off the bench for me. So this works. But then as a Bills fan, I'm excited because, to be in a division, if Sam Darnold was playing better, to be in a division where you got Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, come on, man. It's
going to be some good matchups.
I'm not leaving Cam out, but I feel like Cam is, he's not part of the young nucleus. Is what I'm saying. Well, no, but I mean, Cam, even still, Cam is very exciting. You know how I feel about Cam. So, that's my guy.
You leaving it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think you bring up a great point with the rookie QBs who have played this year. I mean, look at Joe Burrow, look at Herbert. Those guys are coming in and they're getting it done, right? So, I mean, it's not translating to winning records right now for those guys, but they're still looking pretty impressive out there and learning as you go, like you said. And Tua's going to get that opportunity now too, and I think he deserves it. You know, you got to see what he's got. And I thought what was really cool was the picture after the game of him on the field, just with the empty stadium. You know, I was like, man, this is a kid who really gets it. You know, he's like, I appreciate that I get this opportunity and I've come this far. And to get a little peek of that, you know, maybe other guys have done it and you don't get a picture or whatever, but that was really cool to see that he really appreciates being there and knows what this means for him.
No, I enjoyed seeing all that. It was cool. I just don't, honestly, let me be real honest. I just don't think Tua is going to be that great. I can't point to any physical tools that he brings to the table. I mean, other than he gets the ball, he can get the ball out quick, which will benefit him.
But his biggest trait is the it factor, right? He has the it factor.
Talk about being a leader, intangibles.
He is the guy on the field, right?
I mean, through the roof, right?
Yeah.
I just think he's a little bit limited. And when you play, I mean, just think of Alabama's offense when you had Henry Ruggs, and you name why. I mean, you can name player after player after player. I just think that, man, I think he's going to have a rude awakening coming to an NFL offense. You know, I'm not saying.
But here's the thing, Charles. You gotta pay attention. So before Tua started, Alabama still had those receivers. You get what I'm saying? And the offense, they've dominated teams because they played great defense and they still scored the ball. You know, I'm not acting like they didn't score points, but it was a completely different level when Tua got in there. That kid is accurate. That kid is mobile. That kid, and like Anthony said, he has the it factor, man. Like, I think he's the best quarterback in this draft, and that's saying something watching what Herbert is doing out there in LA. I'm telling you, if this hip is if it's healed, you know what I mean? Like if he's who he was or anything close to it, he's the best quarterback in this draft. Seriously.
I think he's healed from the injury. I just don't think he's going to be that good. I mean, I just don't, man. And I, you know how, everybody has their opinion on terms in certain players. Tua's just not one of my favorite players.
You're just a hater. It's okay. You ain't like Alabama.
I'm a certified hater, and that's okay.
I mean, I knew I said
you don't
all
like
of
Bama?
last year. I said all of last year.
I mean, I'm a Michigan guy, right? But being from Tennessee, I hate, dude.
So that's it. That's
you're biased. Yeah.
I hate Bama, dude, with a passion of 1,000 suns, bro. That's
why I don't like Baker. So it's
they're
okay.
Arrogant.
Yeah.
Dude, have you been to Bear Bryant? So,
no, I get you, but that's why I don't like Baker. It's the same vibe. I got you.
Baker's on the. Hey, Anthony hates Baker.
I hate Baker. Oh God, next to Tom Brady, the most hated.
He is trash.
He's playing like garbage. That team is winning despite him, not because of him. That's for sure.
Baker Mayfield is hot garbage, son. He is.
Look, they got their butts handed to them against the Steelers this weekend, just like I predicted on our show, because when they played a good team, they've looked terrible. And when they've played bad teams, they looked good.
Hey, Baker Mayfield is a cold fish fillet at McDonald's, bro. He is a cold fish fillet.
And those are the worst. Those are the worst.
Hey, aren't they? You get them and they're like, what the hell? Can you eat this up, dog?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even chew them mugs, man. You can't even chew them.
You ever had a fish fillet?
You're not microwaving that either. You're not.
There's no use for it.
It's the worst.
Squirrels won't eat it, bro. That's what I think.
You throw that joint out there and it's sitting in the street for the entire week. Like, it's just out there.
They won't touch it, bro.
Oh, man.
My kids, they burn some popcorn, put it out back, and the squirrels are eating that burnt popcorn, bro. You put a fish fillet out there, that shit ain't going to be touched.
It's over.
It's over. Hot take for the night. All right. Here we go. Next one. I'm interested in this one, okay? Geno Atkins is frustrated with his role on the defense with the Bengals. Now, we heard last week that the wide receiver, AJ Green, was like, yo, trade me, right? It also came out today that another wide receiver, Ross, wants to be traded too. So is it we know they have a brand new head coach, right? They got a lot of moving pieces. I think typically when a new coach comes in, They want to get rid of the old guys or whatever, the guys that have been there, bring in their new guys. What do you guys think of Geno Atkins being available? Pretty much they're saying he's available. And what would it cost, in your opinion, to get him? Now, Jay Spence, I'm going to start with you. Now, hold on before you go. Now, all y'all in there talking about we need to talk about the Bills, and y'all know how the show rolls. We got a segment all for that, but we're going to get to all that, okay? We're going to get to all that. They're in there like, yo, we need to talk about the defense on the Bills. Like, calm down, bro. We're going to get there. Anyway, all right, back to Geno Atkins. Jason, take it away.
Well, the first thought, and like I told you guys before we came on, I don't really follow Cincinnati as closely as I probably should because they're part of our lake siblings. Not really, they're not on the lake, but you get what I'm saying. Like they're part of our neighboring states. But at first thought, can we get him? Like, can Buffalo trade for him? Like, I will gladly trade Trent Murphy and whoever they want. God. Not whoever, but you know what I mean? Like, please. I will gladly take Geno Atkins.
I don't want Trent Murphy.
Well, I mean, nobody wants Trent Murphy. Yeah, it's funny how everybody's coming back to what I was saying in the preseason.
Brandon Beane, right? I'm saying, but Brandon Beane. Well, no, trust me. I was with you. Were on I know that me and you debate, but exactly. I was with you, man.
We were on the same page there.
You know, Trent Murphy, and this is nothing negative against when I have these takes. I don't like it's nothing personal, nothing negative against them. I think all these guys are great, but dude, for the money that we're paying him, we could really be. It still bugs me. It still bugs me that Jadeveon Clowney was a free agent for the amount of time that he was a free agent. We could have
given him that money.
And I know we're talking about Geno Atkins, and I'm sorry. Let's talk about Geno Atkins. But it just bugs me that we have a defensive end on our team who was a healthy scratch Sunday, who we're paying millions of dollars. I'm sorry. Geno Atkins, man. Cincinnati, I don't understand what's happening, man. It's a dump fire. But you got the quarterback of your future.
Oh yeah,
I like him. I didn't like him, and you remember from our chats and from the group chats we were in. I didn't like him coming out of college. I thought that he was arrogant, and I thought that what you kind of think about Tua, Steros, that's what I thought about.
It wouldn't translate basically.
Well, the thing is, the year before he didn't have this type of roster. He didn't have that great roster. Then LSU has this fantastic roster, and he has like he just has this amazing season that blows everything out the water. And then out of nowhere, it's like, okay, he's going to Cincinnati. AJ Green is injured every other game, every season. If I'm not mistaken, isn't Ross injured? I know he wants to be traded all of a sudden, but
active for like 3 games.
Yeah, I was going to say, he certainly hasn't done anything.
Sure.
As far as their running backs, don't even get, because I always get messed up with one of their running backs on my fantasy team. So let's not even talk about their running back. Yeah. So it's just like I don't understand. I don't get it. You finally got your quarterback. You would think the team would be on the up.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm the team though, I'm gonna say, all right, I've got my quarterback. Yeah, we're starting over. We got some good pieces here. The receivers who are staying around anyway. The pieces they've got, they need to rebuild though. So if you can trade these guys, if I'm Cincinnati, by all means, give me a 3rd round pick. Give me a 2nd round pick that I can use on an offensive lineman, on a wide receiver, on something else. But
do they want Brian Winters? You want Brian Winters?
I know, right?
Take Trent Murphy and Brian Winters. Get them the hell out of Buffalo.
Yes, right. The problem with bringing these guys to Buffalo right now is the salary, right? The salary is the biggest problem. I think I don't know what Geno makes. I think it's $12 million, right?
He makes 10 or 11. Well, the thing is, if you're sending that $9 million with Trent, and then whatever,
sure, yeah, right. Here we've got some.
We'll offset some of that.
Yeah, get rid of Spain too. I mean, he ain't doing shit. I mean,
but you know what?
Ford just got injured, so
I'll wait for later. That's for later. Well, no, but that's for later.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I mean, here's and I'll throw this in here.
If the question is, should we get him for his talent, right? Then I would say, sure, we need all the help we can get right now. Bring him on in. But the problem is the salary doesn't work out right now, and the what are you actually going to give up for him? What's he worth?
For sure,
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
What is Geno Atkins worth?
I think he plugs the middle. He gives you some pass rush. I mean, he is a dominant force next to Ed Oliver.
But he's been injured and he hasn't done much this year. I mean,
but who hasn't been injured in Cincinnati at this point?
Think about it. You got an aging Carlos Dunlap. You have another 3rd round pick from Ohio State. I forgot the kid's name, Hubbard. He's not really materialized. And then they had another guy who was a flash in the pan. He's playing okay from Auburn as a pass rusher. The problem is he's anchoring his D line. I mean, yeah, he's a little older now, but he's anchoring his D line. I think he needs a little bit more help. It's the same way I feel about Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver on that defensive line he's balling out, but he has no help. He has no help. And
here's the thing too, though. Ed he's not the run stopper we need him to be. Like he's
right.
I get it. He's a defensive tackle, but not all defensive tackles are made equal. You know, like, so we're not looking at a great run stopper when we're looking at Oliver. We're looking at a guy who's pretty athletic that we feel like should be able to beat guys and get to the quarterback. And we haven't been seeing that. So as much as I want to praise Ed Oliver, and I know you're having this love affair, like you're just going in on him. Listen, he's not doing his job.
Okay, hold on. First of all, you're going to get up off my boy, Ed. Okay.
Yo, I love Ed.
Look, Ed, they got Ed playing a one technique defensive tackle. You know, that's Star Latule's position. That's not Ed's thing. Ed is very much so high energy, penetrating disruptor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guy is getting double teamed, triple teamed. I mean, there's no help. So you put it's kind of like, you guys remember when we actually had the cold front, where we had Marcel Darius, Kyle Williams, you know, all the Jerry Hughes and Mario Williams, those guys. They work together. It was so in sync. They work together. We don't have that right now, and so it's a glaring hole. It's a glaring need. But anyway, so I got you guys' thoughts on Geno Atkins. So we're gonna move on to the next one. Next topic. You guys ready? Bucs dismantle the Packers 38-10. Does this mean that
don't you dare?
Bucs, hold on.
Come on.
That the Bucs are Super Bowl contender worthy. Top 2 team in the NFC. You say no. Why do you say no? Y'all are haters. Go ahead.
I'm not a hater, but they're just not the team that you want them to be. I'm just telling you, like,
yes.
So what happened to the Packers? What happened to the Packers is you play the Packers again next Sunday. It's a completely different game. Like, the Bucs are not that team. The Packers are not that team that you saw. It was come on, you know.
They're not.
You think Aaron Rodgers is going to throw 2 interceptions like that again?
Here's what I'm saying. The Packers are a great team. I just think the Bucs don't have any weaknesses. They don't have a weakness on the roster. They are a solid, complete team. One of the things that we saw from the Packers last year is that they were soft. They're soft, right? And I think the Bucs. Hey, y'all, you know about this, Spence. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucs ate that lunch. They punked you. And
okay. And what did the Bucs do in their last game? Who did they play in their last game? The Chicago Bears.
You know what the Bears are?
Chicago Bears.
You know what the Bears are? The Bears are the epitome of tough. They are straight hit you in the mouth defense.
Okay. So Tampa Bay falls to tough teams. What are they going to do when they play New Orleans, when they play Seattle, when they play all these other teams in the NFC? They are not going to be competitors in the NFC, period. They are not good enough to be competitors in the NFC, period. They'll make the playoffs, sure, as a wild card team, but they're not going to compete with these better teams. Tom Brady is not good enough to carry that team. They are not good enough. The Packers are beatable. The Packers were playing. We already saw their defense, was not all it's cracked up to be. They got 2 lucky wins, one versus Minnesota, another one where the teams gave up 40 points, but they still won. And I don't know what they're coming off a bye. The Packers are coming off a bye, and this is what you do. You had 2 weeks to prepare for this.
Your own brother, your own flesh and blood comes out and says,
he's agreeing.
Green Bay was the best team.
But here's the thing. No, but here's the thing. Just because a team has a bad game doesn't mean that they're not a great team.
But
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Packers are still going to be there too.
Let me get this out. The NFL is very much a story throughout the year, right? Of course, teams are going to lose to teams they shouldn't lose to, or they're just not going to have their day. We see that with the Bills. But what I'm saying is, when you look at the matchups, I think they match up favorably toward the Bucs in terms of, because the Bucs, I feel, play more physical football. Now, hold on. Huh?
Just the Packers, you mean?
Against the Packers.
Okay.
And then you look back.
I can agree with that.
Just as we saw what we saw Sunday, I still don't. But go ahead, and I'll tell you why after you finish your point.
No, I want to hear your point. Go ahead. Go ahead with your bad self.
So regardless of how physical we think anybody plays, right? Aaron Rodgers is not throwing 2 interceptions every game. That's the first thing. You have one of the best quarterbacks in history, not just recent history, but you have one of the best quarterbacks on that team. And he's not washed like Tom Brady is. You're not going to see Aaron Rodgers throw he's not throwing pick sixes all the time like Tom Brady is this season. Tom Brady has what, 3 this year? 2?
Oh yeah, 1 per game basically.
He's averaging 1 a game. Like you're not.
Y'all sleeping on Tom.
No,
man.
but no
bullshit. What?
We're not sleeping
on Tom Brady.
Come on, man.
Tom Brady, come on.
Now let me ask you this.
Look, I am the world's #1 Tom Brady hater. That is true. Absolutely fact. I am a Tom Brady hater.
I was actually looking forward to seeing him in Tampa.
Look at what he's done over the last 2 years. He's been absolute
But let me ask you real quick.
He's not good enough for that team.
Let me ask Sterling this. Sterling, real quick. So you put Aaron Rodgers on Tampa's roster. You just switched to quarterbacks. What do you think Tampa looks like? Come on, don't lie. Come on, man. I see you thinking of a lie. I see it. I can see it coming through the screen. Don't do that, man.
Okay, hold on. Does he give you more offensive firepower? If that's what you're going with, absolutely, right? But Tom Brady is a far better leader than Aaron Rodgers will ever be.
Yeah, he's walking off the set. Look, he's leaving. He's out of here. Come on.
His own teammates don't like him. I mean, you guys are like, I'm making this up. Aaron Rodgers is a prima donna, is he not?
Yes. But he's a better goddamn quarterback than Tom Brady, and that's all that matters. That's it. Period.
You're kidding me.
I'm not.
You got to be kidding me.
I'm dead ass.
If Aaron Rodgers
sit here and tell me if Aaron Rodgers was on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they would not immediately be a Super Bowl contender.
Are the Bucs not a Super Bowl contender right
now?
They
are not. They're not going to win their own division.
Oh my God.
They're not going to win their own division. I'm with Anthony tonight. What is going on? I'm with Anthony.
Do you have a suit on tonight? Is your suit on under that?
He's got it underneath.
Dude, they're only going to make the playoffs because now they added an extra spot for the wild card. That's
what
the only reason why.
That is what I said all off season. That is what I said coming into this season. And I maintain that Tom Brady is the weakest part of that offense. Period. He's the weakest part of that offense on that team.
No, Brady's not done playing.
Congratulations, you won that day. And Green Bay, as we've said, is beatable on certain days. It happened.
Well,
I'm tripping with steroids.
Anthony, your wife says shut up. So how
she said you're so loud.
Shut your ass
she
up.
Can hear me upstairs.
It's a family affair in the Romeo household.
Kathy, they brought up Tom Brady. We know that.
Your own brother agrees with me. Don't sleep on the Bucs. I'm with Sterling. Thank you, Vincent.
I don't sleep on them. I'll watch them. There must see TV. I'll watch them, but they're not.
How are they going to beat New Orleans? Tell me. Are they going to beat New Orleans?
Yeah, they'll split.
No, it ain't happening. Not if they're healthy.
New Orleans is not a world. What world are you living in? New Orleans is
the best player. They're leading.
What world are you living in that Aaron Rodgers is not a better quarterback than Tom Brady in 2020?
I did not say that Aaron Rodgers is not a better quarterback. I said there is a leadership intangible that Tom Brady has that Aaron Rodgers does not have.
But that wasn't the question. I said if you
the offense be better,
standing on the sideline, screaming at the refs, screaming at your own players because you didn't get your way. That's Tom Brady.
Oh, and
that's
leadership in Tom Brady. You're not shaking hands at quarterbacks that beat you because you used to that.
You walked off the field because you're upset.
Read any article or what past teammates have said about Aaron Rodgers? Did we miss the Tyler Dunn interview? A story about Aaron Rodgers. Did we not read that?
So they're both a-holes off the field. They're both a-holes wherever. And one's a better quarterback than the other. So which one would you take?
Aaron Rodgers is sitting here talking like he doesn't like a-holes in leadership. If we talked about Jordan, he loves him. We talk about Kobe, he loves him. We talk about I can name players that you and I have talked about who are jerks. It doesn't matter what their teammates said because they pushed them to greatness.
But you're sitting here question who the leader is in the room. That's all I'm saying. And
you think there's a question that Aaron's a leader in Green Bay?
Aaron Rodgers is a lone wolf. He is very much so a lone wolf, and I ain't wrong on that one.
And you know what? That's fine. No, you can say he's the lone wolf. What I'll say is he's probably I would be the lone wolf too if the organization that I'm with wasted my entire career.
Get the hell out.
Tell
them you want to be traded.
Aaron Rodgers never had to ask for fifth
NBA
down.
and the
okay?
NFL, you can
Ever.
keep out.
Aaron Rodgers has never had to ask for fifth down. All right, so not fourth down. Oh, what?
How many rings does Rodgers have?
He's got one.
You gonna put that on him like it ain't 11 guys on offense and 11 guys on defense?
How many rings?
Okay,
but
he has one. If you're gonna do that,
how many does Tom Brady have? Legitimately. 2 cheating, 2 on the defense.
I'm not gonna go there. He should have had the one with the year with Moss.
Right.
They should have had one. They should have had that one with Moss, legitimately.
All right, here we go. So instead of y'all arguing, I guess y'all argue with me tonight. I'll take it, man.
Because you wilding, dude. What are you talking about?
I know you're nuts, man.
I guess
Come
so.
on.
I guess
Tom Brady, that team's going to finish 8-8, 9-7, and then make the playoffs as the 7th seed in the NFC.
You really sitting here talking about Tom Brady like he's better than Aaron Rodgers.
I know Aaron Rodgers is going to be the 2 seed, for God's sake.
I never said Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady was better than Aaron Rodgers. I never said that.
You did answer. You started this question by saying, "Are the Bucs Super Bowl contenders?" And
I think they are.
Okay, but who's the number 1 seed? Seattle is the best team in the NFC right now.
Yeah,
number
Green
2
Bay
is going to be the Packers.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's not going to be.
I think you're wrong on that.
Number 3 is going to be the Saints, if not number 2. They're still my Super Bowl pick.
Let's keep it moving because we're gonna argue about some more stuff. Let's keep it moving, baby.
Let's go, man.
Let's
go. Y'all talking.
Inside slant, y'all. This is where we talk about our Bills topics for the night. This is the inside slant. We have a few topics to get us kickstarted, but by all means, feel free to chime in the chat section. This is the Cover One Network. We got Anthony up top, my boy Jay Spence from Buffalo Rumblings on the bottom. And we're getting it tonight, man. We're getting it. All right. Okay, so here we go. First topic. If there's mist in the pulpit, there's fog in the pews. And let me explain what I'm talking about here. Those of you who have been to church, right? And where I grew up, when you effed up, your mama will tell you, you're taking your ass to church this Sunday. Because we already know it's time to confess, baby. It's time to get it out and be real, right? And and it's like this: if there's mist in the pulpit, if the pastor don't know what's going on, then sure as hell the people in the congregation don't know what's going on. And that's how I feel about our Bills right now. So that's why I come with that, right? Now, the problem with the Bills is we don't know. Do we even know what the overall arcing problem is? Because there's so many to choose from. But before we get into that, Bills fan 1970 pops in here with a super chat. What's up? He goes, if I wasn't at work, I'd be popping up some popcorn for this. This is so awesome. Well, thank you, Bills fans, for watching. Yeah, dude, we get it in here. And Jay Spence is my dude. That's my home.
Parties when I come around. We party.
Hey, we keep it dialed up. That's for sure.
We turn it up, man. We turn it up. And Anthony's always live. He's always here. So we get at it, bro. But thank you for watching the show, and thank you for everyone who is commenting, even Anthony's wife.
It's so loud.
It's just so damn loud. Anyway, but we don't know what the problem is. I mean, with this Bills team, is it coaching? Is it lack of execution? Is it personnel? I mean, what is it? What is it? And we're gonna get
$1 million question right now, isn't it?
What do you guys in the chat? What do you guys think is the reason? What's going on with this Bills team right now? I know we're 4-2, and I know the season isn't over, but there are some things that are concerning, and it's okay to point those things out. I'll start with you, Jay Spence. What is your thoughts on that?
Well, so at the beginning of the show, and I said I have two problems with the Bills. My first problem is the coaching. And over the summer, I did the one episode of the Code of Conduct, and I'm like, Sean McDermott is a top 5 coach in this league. I said he's a coach of the year candidate. I said that he's this and he's that. And I had this whole show. I talked about him for 47 minutes, all this positive stuff about how great of a coach he is and great of a leader. And he's a people guy. And Isaiah McKenzie came on my show and he was talking about how Sean McDermott, how he listens to the players and how Coach Dabo listens to the players. And then Zoe came on and he was talking about Leslie Frazier and all this extra stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, we have the all-star coaching staff in the NFL. This is going to be fantastic this year with this talent. And then first, before the game even starts, our head coach makes a dumbass decision by making a healthy scratch, not so much Trent, Harrison Phillips, right? So we're gonna healthy scratch the one guy who could possibly be looked at as a run stopping player, and then that's my first issue. That's my first.
All right, let's address that one because I think you're dead on. I think you're dead on this one. Although I look at it this way, you brought up some points, Sterling. If you put all those things on a dartboard right now, close your eyes and throw it at it. That's what's wrong right now. All of those things, we can't put it. It's just, yeah, okay. Oh, yep. Today it's the coaching. Tomorrow it's the D-line. Like there's so much. We're coming at this from all sorts of angles right now. And we, the fans, don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But those who do need to get their stuff together and figure this out, period. So that means that I'm putting it directly, number one, on McDermott and Bean.
Yep.
Figure this out. I don't know what's going on. You paid our D-line gets paid $100 million for fuck's sake, and what have they done? Nothing.
Well, you know what? I can't put it on Bean. Because when you look at this roster,
whoa.
No,
Bean made the decision to keep Trent Murphy. Bean made the decision to not bring in somebody onto the D-line, so it is on Bean right now too.
But at the same time, when you look at this roster from top to bottom, he absolutely put a team on the field.
For sure.
Is supposed to compete every single week. So you're not going to hit on every single play. Even if you look at Kansas from last night, they don't have perfect, it's not perfect in every position. So I'm not putting this on Bean. When I look at our head coach, and first, let's talk about offense before we get to, because I know everybody wants to talk about how bad the defense is. The coaching decisions on offense. We gave Quentin Spain an extension over the summer, right? Now, I had somebody on the show the other day that said, well, maybe he lost too much weight, so maybe he's not in the right type of shape to really defend. I don't know. Then you say, well, no, but then you say we gave him all this money, and what is it something to do with some behavioral issues? Is he being punished? What the heck is going on with our offensive line? I watched a clip where actually I think Eric posted it when like the ball was handed off to Moss and he was trying to run through the line and Winters. Dude, before Moss could, why do we have Winters on the team?
Well, again, who made that decision? That's why I brought up Brandon Bean.
Brandon Bean.
Yeah, right. So,
and I want to confess something. Can I go ahead and confess something? Here's some things that I was wrong about. Dawson Knox is hot garbage.
Oh, he's not.
Devin Singletary, sit your ass down.
No, whoa.
Oh, yes.
I disagree there.
That's the next part of the
Singletary's not getting the ball. They're not giving him the opportunities. When he gets the ball, he produces. He does what he needs to do.
No, Anthony.
Instead of them running these stupid straight up the gut.
He's getting the ball
when you know they're going to run.
He's getting the ball. The problem is they're not giving him the ball in the best position to succeed. So
they're running it up the gut when everybody knows you're running it up the gut.
That's not what Singletary is.
Pitch it to him on the outside and let him run.
That's who Singletary is
now. Line up 4 wide receivers and give him the ball.
Guess what? If we had a freaking right guard who wouldn't be beat by the time he stood up, then maybe we could give the ball to anybody to run up the middle. Josh couldn't even get a 4th down conversion yesterday because of our offense line. And that's easy for Josh. A 4th and 1, it's like the most automatic play in the NFL.
Push forward. Yeah.
It's literally the most automatic play
I will say that Sean McDermott, we started by talking about coaching. We got to the offense here, but Sean McDermott in the press conference yesterday and the press conference today did not sound like the Sean McDermott we've heard for the last 3 years. I'll say that. I've listened to almost every single one of his press conferences, and yesterday and today he was uncharacteristically like sharp with the media, just giving one-word answers, saying like, duh, that's what we do kind of thing, right? He had a totally different attitude than we're used to seeing from Sean McDermott. And I think it's because he reached his point where he's like, I'm frustrated too. And I know that we screwed up and I made these bad decisions. And now I got to face the music too. And he's not doing it well, at least yesterday and today. It didn't look good. It was not the same McDermott.
You can't be mad now. It's too late to be mad now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is so mind-boggling when you have an offensive line that is so bad. The left and the right tackle.
Well,
great. Morse is good.
In the passing game, the offensive line has been fine.
Right, but it's more
protecting.
3-4 weeks ago on this show. I said the Bills to be more balanced on offense. They can't
They
just
haven't been good in passing situations. They haven't.
Not good. Fine.
Josh has been pressured all the time. He's been hit way more than we want to see him hit.
Definitely.
And he's extending plays to make this thing happen more often than not. Josh is breaking the pocket. And I'm like, look, we need people who feel like find work. When I played Little League, that was what my coach used to find work. When the whistle blows, I better not see you just standing there. Why do we have guys not putting a body on somebody?
Yes.
Did y'all see Cody Ford?
Oh, he's hurt now. Yeah, it's not good.
No, not that he's hurt. There was a play where he didn't block anybody. He was looking around like, where's my lunch, bro?
Yeah.
Where is it?
What am I doing?
Do you have my lunch?
No.
He wouldn't hit nobody. He won't
touch a body. Touch a body.
So if you're not Gale Sayers, you're not getting a 10-yard run. Because you got to have lightning speed in that and where the offense is right now, we don't have a running back that can bust the edge.
We need rookie TJ Spiller back, man.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he would do it. But that's the thing; they're not playing to their strengths in the run game either, and that's a huge fault on your offense. You run the ball and stop the run, and yesterday the Bills couldn't do either of those things. So. Especially in the weather. I will give them that, right? I think one of the disadvantages coming in was, and this is a disadvantage, this also falls on McDermott, 100%. McDermott's game plan was, I don't care if they rush the ball 200 yards. They are not passing against us, period. We are going to stop the pass, period. And that's what McDermott went all in on all week. And then all of a sudden he looks at the forecast and, oh, crap, it's pouring rain, and we're going to pass the ball, right? That was we're going to pass the ball all over them, and we're going to stop their passing game. But then come game day, you look out the window, and it's downpouring all day long, and it's wet, and it's gross, and it becomes a game where you should be pounding the rock, and then you just basically handed them the win by allowing them to run all over you and you not getting your run game.
Here's my rebuttal to that. The Bills play in Buffalo. The weather's not
you have
great.
to be ready for that. That's what I mean. It's on Sean McDermott. Yes.
You got two of the strongest arm quarterbacks in there. And I don't think throwing the ball was an issue. I think Mahomes, why would he even have to throw the ball when your boy back there can do cartwheels to
he didn't have to throw the ball. But I disagree. Allen didn't. This was Allen's worst game by far. A couple of his throws, and in the beginning of the game, I'm like, something's going on. But the ball was soaking wet, and it looked like it was just coming out of his hands.
I think Allen just had the jitters. He Allen gets the jitters.
I think this moment was big for him. I think this moment was big.
It was big for him, and that's okay.
Then why do you come out, if you're the coaches, again, why do you come out throwing the ball 3 times then?
Well, because you believe in your quarterback. Yeah. So just because the moment, so we've seen Josh Allen.
Well, you handed off one time.
Everybody's been calling him Captain Clutch and all this stuff. So we've seen him be.
Yeah.
We've seen him in clutch moments. So the thing is, because you've seen him in fourth quarters and because you've seen him do these things, you feel like, okay, he's here for the big moments. We saw him last year on Thanksgiving. He showed up. So you would think, okay, we're going up against the defending Super Bowl champions. They're coming into our town, prime time. He's gonna show up. The thing is, it was a big moment, and it's okay. It's okay. As long as he learns and grows from this, I'm okay with this. It's not the playoffs. Okay. We're playing again in a few days.
For sure. Super chat. Bills fan again, man. He says, key play. Allen gets Singletary the ball on the screen, and nobody's in front of him.
Are we talking about the one that he missed? Or are we talking about? Remember, there was one that was wide open.
That was terrible. That made me cringe.
Well, guess what, though? You got Allen, like you guys mentioned, Allen scrambling to the. Why does he have to scramble to the right?
Yeah, no, that play, he was literally, the guys were in his face.
He's being pressured.
That play, they were literally in him, and he just kind of threw it off his back like that, and he missed the target. But so that one was on the offensive line. But had he got it to Singletary, he would have been gone because there was nobody in front of him.
Yeah, and it's rough, man. It's rough. So we can say that, so that's the offensive woes, right? And let's mention that too many drop passes.
Yes.
Josh missed on a few, which is normal. Quarterbacks miss on a few, but we're seeing a trend now with so many drop passes each week. Like in the first quarter, okay, the very first drive, 3rd and 10. Your boy John Brown, Josh Allen hits him right here. Bow. And, I mean, those are key moments, man. Those are.
Well, John Brown definitely didn't look like himself.
Stephon Diggs drops balls. I mean, it's just week after week is getting old, man. It really is getting old in key moments. So
I think John, in the case of John Brown, we know he was injured and he came back for this game, and he just looked like he wasn't ready to come back.
Yeah,
he should have been. And now that we have the Jets bye week this week, you gotta not let him play. I don't care how healthy he is or not. We need you 1,000% for the Patriots. So just rest. Just sit down.
You're nervous with the Patriots, Anthony?
No, I just think we need to have everything ready. I want to beat the Patriots by 30 points. I don't want to beat them by 3. I want to show, I want to prove that we're the better team. Same thing with Milano. We're going to get to the defense.
I'm nervous about the Patriots.
Why? They just lost to the Broncos on 6 field goals.
Do you know? Okay, hold on.
Come on.
First of all, wait. Okay, first of all, because you're not about to sit here and we're not y'all because you're not doing this. Anthony, you're not about to keep sitting here, and I know where you was going with it. I'm not about to let you disrespect my guy Cam Newton. Let me just point something out to you.
He's the best.
No, because you're talking about but you're talking about the fact that the offense didn't really score and the other team only won on field goals. Cam Newton, if Cam Newton was healthy, he came back from COVID, and I know that he was like asymptomatic. He didn't practice for it. It matters in the NFL.
Yeah,
he didn't. No, I'm telling you,
the Broncos defense is good. Like I'm not taking it away from Cam Newton. I don't put that loss on Cam Newton. I respect Cam Newton. I love Cam Newton. I wish the well for him, but not on the Patriots. So I mean, I honestly think that game, that loss, there's not enough. We said this all offseason, right? There's not enough around Cam Newton on that Patriots team. There's just not enough for him to get the job done. So what the Broncos did well was target Cam Newton. They got pressure on Cam Newton. They got in his face. They tipped the ball, and he just wasn't able to carry it himself. And the same thing when he did get the ball, there was a few drops on their end too, because I got to watch that whole game being here in Denver, and that it was on Sunday when there was no Bills game. But yeah, the Broncos showed us the game plan on how to play defense against the Patriots, and they completely shut them down. So if the Bills can do that, that would be awesome. Although we're going to get to the defensive side of the ball here and what we're all really worried about. I'm guessing the three of us will all agree that the defense is the problem right now.
Yeah. So before we move on from the about the team still, so the Tremaine Perry comment talking about that we're being too hard.
Yeah. I just saw that. It says, I think you guys are too hard on the team. They got exposed by the Titans, and it takes more than a week to get back, to not to mention just playing the champs. We'll get it turned up this next week. Well, he's optimistic. Tremaine,
he is optimistic. The reason why I wanted you to put that particular comment up, so there's like 3 problems I have with that comment. So the first problem with it is, first, the Titans should have never, that game shouldn't have ever been, it should have never looked like what it looked like. As a healthy team, like them full strength and us full strength, I feel like we have a better team. So even if we go into their, it's an away game. So I get it. If we go in there and lose, okay, fine. If we're losing 23-17, or if we're losing, whatever, but to go in there and get embarrassed, and then you're talking about getting back, it is the defending Super Bowl champions. If you can't wake up, like one of the things that I always hear about, like LeBron used to talk about it all the time, every year that he went to the championship. And then same thing with Golden State. It's like, well, you're going to get every team's best every single night because they want to see where they are against the champions, because that's who they're going to, that's how you can figure out, okay, are we really good enough to try and compete for a championship? We didn't show up 2 weeks in a row.
I'm sure.
Like, so the whole thing about like, we'll bounce back, it's the Jets. If we don't bounce back, you should really be worried.
Ring the alarm.
Like,
wow.
Bad. It's bad. So, and to answer to your point, Anthony, Bill Belichick is what scares me. I mean, if you look at what other teams have done to Josh Allen has had his worst games against Bill Belichick. And I'm sorry, man, but that secondary is still very good. And if the Bills can't run the ball, we're in trouble.
Okay, but I agree with you there. You got to be able to run the ball. That's going to be key.
But is it that he's had his worst games against Belichick because and he is a great, like, I'm not questioning that at all. What I'm saying is, though, just like we talked about yesterday, the game was too big for Josh. Like right now, it was a big moment, and the pressure was on him. We know you got to know how Josh knows what the Patriots game means to Buffalo.
Sure.
So do you think that those moments for him, especially last year and the year before, since rookie year and his second year, everybody was really feeling ourselves too. We got this defense. Josh is making the step forward.
We were the better team. We knew
we just knew, we're going to crush them. We're going to the moment was big. So again, is it the fact that he has his worst games against Belichick, or is it that he has his worst games in the biggest moments?
Well, I would say it's a little bit of both. And just because, and I'm giving Bill Belichick a lot of credit here, he is the best defensive mastermind in the league, probably the league has ever seen. He is one of the reasons why the Bills have not won a Super Bowl, going that far back. So he's always been a pain in the ass for the Bills. The problem is, when I just look at the matchups, I love Stephon Diggs. I love John Brown. I think we have the tools to better match up with them. But the problem is, if we can't get protection up front, he's going to blitz a lot. Josh Allen, we know he can get rid of the ball. The problem I'm seeing with Josh right now is he's not taking what the defense gives him. He's still trying to go to the buffet, right? He's still trying to hit that home run. He figures it out in the second half to take what the defense gives him. So with the Patriots, albeit, they're not exploding on offense either, but what they do well is run the ball. They still have a pretty good offensive line, and we've seen now that the Bills have a hard time with that. So they're not going to have to play so many guys in coverage against the Patriots because the Patriots don't have the receivers, right? But the problem is, if you have guys on the defense that can't keep contained, Cam Newton's going to have a freaking heyday on these guys, and that's a problem.
I mean, they have 16 different guys that they hand the ball off to and run and get yardage, right? And if we look like we did last night, I mean, the game plan's probably going to be the opposite, right? They're going to try and stop the run. This is what Sean McDermott said in his press conference today, right? He said, well, look at the two games before, right? The Raiders and the Rams, like we were able to stop the run in those games. It was the pass or whatever. And it's about the game plan for who you're playing, right? Josh Jacobs, Henry, we were able to stop those guys. But against the Patriots, it's going to be 10 running backs that they hand the ball off to that you got to be ready for. And sure, you're going to game plan to stop the run, but does that mean you can actually stop the run and put the ball in Cam Newton's hands? Because I'd feel more comfortable if they're passing it, because like we just said, they're much weaker in terms of their receivers and people for Cam to throw the ball to. Cam's obviously got his own feet too. We haven't played a quarterback like Cam where he's able to run and knock guys over the way Josh Allen is,
Well, and that's a good point. Earlier in the comments, somebody else commented that, Cam hasn't thrown for over 200 yards in 4 games. And the thing is, like, okay, that's the truth. But but in that truth, you also have to understand that they're not playing in an offense that is high powered to throw the ball for, 300 yards. Right. When you have a quarterback that can run the ball for 85 to 100 yards a game and give you a touchdown or maybe 2 touchdowns on the ground, you don't need to and then you're controlling the clock. So you're keeping the ball out of the other team's hands while you're like eating up the clock and scoring. And that defense of the New England Patriots, granted, while they're not the defense that they were last year, like the first 5-6 weeks of the season when they were playing at like this unbelievable level, they're still a very good defensive team. So if you have a defense that can keep if you could keep another team's offense under 18 points and Cam can give you 2 touchdowns himself, and then you get lucky, however, with a couple field goals or whatever, you're winning the game. Bill Belichick he doesn't care if he wins by 20 or 2. He wants to win.
Coaching matters. And McDermott's been out coached a few times this year. Let's be honest. And I don't see him beating Belichick in a coaching battle. He's not there yet. And that's okay to say McDermott's not there yet.
But Belichick doesn't go on the field, and that's a good thing now. And they don't have Tom Brady, which is a good thing now because he ate up the Bills. Cam Newton, if we can stop the run and you can spy Cam Newton, you're going to shut that team down. And our offense just needs to do what it can do. And Josh Allen does need to not fold in that situation. But this is his biggest situation yet. This is he's ready for this. This is Buffalo, no fans. It's 1 o'clock. It's not a primetime game.
Anthony, I'm with you though, but I know how much we hate the Patriots, but facts is facts. And if the Bills can't stop the run, which they've shown they cannot stop the run,
that's a problem.
They are going to
stop Cam.
And you won't stop Cam.
You say you want to put the ball in Cam's hands? No, you don't.
If Jerry Hughes feels
that's
like
going to be the plan
inside every time on the D line, he wants to go inside instead of keeping it. Cam Newton's getting 60 yards on a touchdown, bro. And he's gonna do this.
Yep.
And it's over.
We don't want to see that.
I'm just telling you right now. Tremaine Perry has a question for you, Spence. Oh, here we go. No, this is his question here. So, what do the Bills need to do this week to rectify they've bounced back? Blow the Jets out 42-6. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't think it's necessarily. I don't think the score matters. I think you need to come out and we need to dominate the game. So, like, 42-6 would be nice, but at the same time, if it's 24-14, but that 14 points came after, like, it was 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter and they're just scoring in garbage time, but we dominated the whole entire game. Yes. I'm cool with that. If our running game takes a step forward and we finally look like we have two running backs, I'm cool with that. If Josh Allen, plays like he did in the first 4 weeks, I'm cool. So it doesn't have to be like, we go out there and it's Madden whitewash. Yes. We don't have to do that.
No, you 3 10-minute possessions and you score touchdowns. That's 21 points. You're not going to get 42 if you do that.
I'm sorry, Smith.
This is the Jets.
There is nothing the Bills could do that can make me happy Sunday.
No,
absolutely nothing.
And I'll tell you why. Because there is one thing they can do to make me happy: not play John Brown, not play Matt Milano, probably not play Tremaine Edmonds, and still beat the Jets. Because you should be able to roll out your D team against the Jets and win, just on the strength of our offense. So I don't care if the final score is 42-30, as long as the Bills win and those guys get healthy and get ready for that next
even
game.
If those guys are out
moving forward, we should still beat them. That's what I mean.
But the thing is, we should look like the better team.
Yes, you have to
we absolutely need to look like the better team. If not, if there's any phase of the game that the Jets look like they actually beat us, so whether it's defensively, whether it's special teams, coaching. Oh, hell, if it's coaching, if we get out coached Sunday,
dude,
so what I'm just saying, in any phase of the game, the Bills just need to be better. So I don't have like an extreme, I'm not going to go too deep into it because we just need to be better.
And I don't care. I don't care if Josh Allen throws for 300 yards or 100 yards and rushes for 100. I don't care how they get it done. It's just a matter of possession and getting the plays that you need when you need them. I won't even say turnover. I won't even say like a shutout or points. It doesn't matter as long as you get the win. That's it.
If the Jets score 30 though, bruh, I can't do it.
If the Jets score 20, I'm gonna be honest with you. If the Jets score 20, I won't be happy.
No, come on. If the Jets score a touchdown, I'm not gonna be happy.
They don't have have anybody, man. And there's no diss to the players on the Jets. They're professional football players. So when I say this, I'm really not trying to make it as a slight. But when you just look at talent across the board on every NFL roster and you just compare it, is some teams that you just look at before they played a game and you're like, they're not going to be good. The Jets were that team.
Yes.
They just now there are players on that team who I would love to have. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a couple players there if I could pick and give me him. But as a team, no, man. Like I feel bad for people who actually paid for season tickets. Granted, because of COVID-19, everybody got their money back. Good for you, Jets fans. Good for you.
Yeah. Hey, have you ever you guys probably play team basketball, whatever, for high school, college, whatever. You ever been in the layup line and you look at the other team and you go, "Oh, this is a W."
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like with the Bills and the Jets. Like, oh yeah, no, it's.
But you ever do that and then get slapped?
Only by a bunch of white boys that be hitting threes all day.
So what I'm saying is, I do not need the Jets to beat them white boys hitting threes this Sunday.
Yeah, right. No. Right, that's what happens, man.
It actually happened to us in high school. We went down to like Gowanda. It was like Gowanda. It's always one of those suburban schools that like you just like, oh, we gonna smack these boys, and you get in there from the very first quarter, they hitting threes from half court like Steph Curry. And it's like, what the heck?
I got a point guard named Tyler and a center named Skyler and a damn power forward that's 6'10", and you're like, and he
bruh,
can't
I used to get so mad,
but he can hit threes like Dirk. I'm like.
The dude didn't make a layup, but he can shoot a three.
The one thing I would have been more worried had the Jets fired Gase the way they should have, right? Then the team might have exhaled a relief, all the players, and said, you know what? Now we can just move on with our lives. But Gase is still the coach of that team, and I think that's their downfall. That team doesn't want to play for him. They hate him. They're like, I'm not playing for that team.
Hey, my guy Chris Janke in the house, man. He says, "Yo, Sterling, I used to scout teams while on the layup line, straight up. We all did it. We all did it, man. Hey,
like,
a special shout out. Where's my guy? Brian Banks, dude. That's Brian, he always keeps it real, man. What's up, Brian? Sorry it took me so late to get to that, though. But yeah, man, it's the Jets, man. If we don't straight up,
hey, I think the team could have. But who? What do they got? Nobody at wide receiver, nobody at running back. You think Frank Gore is going to score? You think the rookie 5th round pick is going to do something?
Against this defense, Frank Gore might have 2 hundo.
Man,
no.
Listen, Frank Gore might average 4 yards a carry, man. If Frank Gore averages 4 yards a carry, I'm gonna be pissed off.
Yes, that'd be horrible.
He couldn't get 2 yards on 3rd and 1 when he was in Buffalo. So if he averages 4 yards a damn carry, I'm gonna be pissed off, man.
Hey, it could happen. I'm just saying, this Bills run D is atrocious. All right, so are we moving on, man? So I got a DM this week, and somebody asked me, well, it's today actually, is Josh Allen to blame? Is he to blame for the Bills' woes, whether it be offense? Well, obviously, because he doesn't play defense. But did you all hear somebody on WGR said the homeboy needs to play defense? Josh Allen needs to be on the defensive line. Did you hear that?
Because he would play better. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. He probably would play better than our D line right now. But
I mean, Josh Allen, is he to blame? What do you guys thoughts?
No, 100% no.
Josh Allen is the best player on our team.
Absolutely. Yes. I feel the same way, man.
I mean, did he have a bad game? I wouldn't even call it a bad game.
I wouldn't even call it a bad game.
No, he still gave him a worst game, but it wasn't. Yeah, it's not like he had us in the game. I mean, he had a few bad passes.
I'll call it a bad game. It was a bad game.
I mean, it wasn't a good game by any means, but by Josh Allen standards,
it was bad.
We've seen Josh Allen bad games.
It depends on what you're comparing it to, right?
No, but see, I'm talking about 2020. Like, I don't want to.
He had 4 great games.
I don't want to compare it to rookie or even like some of the games that he had last year. I feel like he's grown. And so at this point, we shouldn't see a 57% game anymore.
Yes.
So that's what I mean. To me, it's a bad game. I don't expect him to be at 70% every game, but I do not want to see him drop below that 60% mark anymore. At this point, I feel like we have the weapons around him with Stephon Diggs, with John. Now John Brown is injured. He was clearly visibly injured, but you got Beasley, who's always open. You got, and then. So again, with Singletary and Moss that we're talking about, why haven't we used Singletary out of the backfield? He's barely catching the ball, and he's a phenomenal receiver of the ball. So again, but we put all these weapons around Josh. I don't want to see him under 60%. It was a bad game for him. Like, it never dropped passes. The weather was bad. It was a big moment. Whatever. Yes.
But that's why you drafted Josh Allen with those massive hands and arm strength. I mean, they got him because he's supposed to be able to whip the ball through the wind, through the bad weather.
Well, but he did though.
And he did. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was a bad game.
The throw to John Brown in the end zone.
Yes.
Yeah. That
beautiful. But it was a bad game. I'm saying is, as your quarterback, and granted, he's made big moment. He's had big moment after big moment for us in the fourth quarter. You got to do it against the best. It doesn't matter if you do it against whoever. You got to do it when it matters.
He would have completed a few more passes and his numbers might have looked a little better. But we know that Kansas City just basically said their defensive plan was Stephon Diggs is doing nothing. We are not letting him beat us. We are going to grab his jersey. We are going to hug him. We are going to grab his arm. They did everything possible. They had like 4 penalties on Diggs in that game because they didn't want him to catch the ball, and that was their decision. And actually, my wife was like watching the game with me yesterday. She's like, "Why do they do that if they know they're not supposed to?" And I said, "I'm like, on that pass right there, it's because if he didn't do that, Stephon Diggs is in the end zone. So you definitely do it in that case. You grab him, you do whatever you got to do."
But that's the luxury of having a number 1 receiver. Exactly. We haven't had that in years.
Exactly.
So the thing is, it doesn't look good on the stat sheet. So Josh Allen didn't have the 300-yard game, but guess what? If 2 of those plays were caught, we're having a different conversation.
Right.
If John Brown makes the 1 catch and then there's a couple other catches, whatever, Josh Allen's stats looks completely different. So, I'm not as critical. I do think that, there's a lot of good to look forward to, but man, that was a bad game from Josh.
Look, man, we need to see more. And you guys are, you guys make some great points in that. We do need to see more, man. And look, I think Feliciano is going to be a big improvement, right? To that right guard situation.
We need him back badly.
But they got to be able to run the ball, man. And the fact that Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott were looking at Le'Veon Bell tells you, okay, well, we're not getting everything we want out of the backfield. Whether I know there's misassignments up front, but they need a little bit more in terms of break tackle ability. I still don't think they're using Zach Moss correctly. They're using him like they'd use Frank Gore last year. You can't throw the man in there with stacked boxes. He could catch the ball in the backfield. There just needs to be more nuance in the Bills' offense in terms of scheming up these guys for plays. Devin Singletary needs the ball in space, right? If you look at how they use Derrick Henry when they give him those toss sweeps, I haven't seen Devin Singletary do anything like that.
Actually, his biggest play in the other game was the same thing. If you get him the ball where there's blockers in front of him, even if there are worse blocking wide receivers, he just needs somebody to make contact because he'll bounce off guys when he gets open like that.
Kevin, are you?
He's a
no,
troll.
Yeah, get up. No, get out of here with that, bro.
That's real funny. I like that. That's funny.
Dude, they were. Did you hear Terry Bradshaw? You're not accurate. You're not accurate, man. Why sit your ass down? You were. 50-60%. Make it
not even 60%. He was
51,
like
51 career completion percentage.
Dude, get out.
He won because he was playing football at a time when you didn't throw the ball, so it didn't matter that he absolutely sucked.
I know
it didn't matter.
Damn leathernecks, man, get up out of here with that
trash.
Man. I know, dog. I get so Troy
Aikman and I hate Joe Buck too. I hate Joe Buck, and listening to him and Aikman, I basically put the TV on mute because I was sick of listening to them. And I warned the people I was watching with. I'm like, this game is going to be a horrible call from these guys. They're just going to be all over Kansas. What a handoff by Patrick Mahomes! He's the best there is. All day long. Of course, Josh Allen, incomplete pass. Wow, he's trash.
Didn't he get the J.J. Watt treatment? Oh, my God.
Yes,
he did.
Oh, look how he touches his legs. Oh, my God. It's like,
do you need a room, man? You need to.
Exactly, dude. I was
need some quiet time. You all right? Like,
how many times did they say in that game? The former MVP of the league, Patrick Mahomes.
Look, Patrick Mahomes misses a pass. Well, it's the weather. They're in typhoon-like conditions. Josh Allen misses the pass, the same exact pass. Well, he
looks like trash. Yeah,
dude. The one play, and I'm trying to remember. I think it was a running play, but I think they ran to the left, and Travis Kelce literally held, you could see the jersey like this.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "That's good work by Travis Kelce there." And I'm like, "What the hell are you looking at?" Like he's literally holding. You can see it.
And that one play, the play that basically sealed the win for Kansas City when Mahomes was running in the backfield and then ran back and then threw the ball and completed it. Eric Turner broke down that play on Twitter and showed that there were offensive linemen 10 yards downfield and they didn't call anything.
Multiple plays.
And it's like, what? You can't have your offensive lineman open as a receiver 10 yards down the field. But they didn't call any of that. Of course not on that.
Well, I'm trying to think of who I was talking to or where I said this because I've been doing a lot of talking lately. But the thing is, so when you play against the champions, you know what I mean? Like, it's not right. I'm not saying that it's right at all. But hopefully someday we can earn this. But the champions get calls that other teams don't.
That's true.
They just do.
That's
so,
true.
for instance, and I keep using basketball analogies. Obviously, I'm a Lakers fan. But there's calls that LeBron gets that the guy second year in the league that's not a first round draft pick, he's not going to get.
Yeah.
And you don't get those. As a matter of fact, you saw it in the championship. You saw what's the guy Tyler Hero when he was going in and going at LeBron at certain plays, like in the paint trying to draw a foul. You're not getting that call. Like, yeah, you've made a couple good plays in the playoffs here. You're trying to turn into a star. Cool.
Not against LeBron.
Yeah,
but you're not. And then if you look in the past, Chris Jenke just said in the comments there, if you look in the past, the Patriots got those calls a lot. They're the champions 6 times. They
earned it. They earned it.
You earn when you play that good, you get the benefit of the doubt that you didn't make that mistake. It just is what it is. So when you are the Super Bowl champions and you come into town, and believe me, everybody wanted to see Josh Allen play bad. Everybody wanted to see it because nobody wanted to be wrong about Josh Allen. Everybody wanted to be right. Yeah. So of course you're gonna oh my God. Joe Buck didn't like Josh Allen originally. I don't care how he wanted to talk about it now. Oh, I'm so impressed with Josh Allen. Oh, he's such a great He hated him. He hated him. So yeah, you want to see him play bad.
Yeah, absolutely. They need it. They need it. Because they don't want to be wrong about it. And we
certainly don't hide. They don't hide and they don't try to hide who they're cheering for in the game, which is the exact opposite of what an announcer should be doing. But that's who they are. That's what they do. Joe Buck all the time. I hate it.
Bills Mafia, man, 55, but he's not a Frazier guy. Okay, so we're wrapping. Dude, I know.
I've seen more ridiculous comments from the Bills fans again after this loss. Yeah, we got to cut Tyler Bass because he missed a 52-yard field goal in the rain. Like, what?
That's why I did not. You know,
he's garbage.
On Twitter, I couldn't even watch it. I couldn't even be on Twitter yesterday.
Yeah, we got to fire our defensive coordinator, Leslie Frazier, who has led a top 5 defense each of the last 3 years.
But now he's trash.
And I get it that we're giving up a ton of run yards, but when you look at, first of all, we're injured. Our best run stopper opted out. So we don't even have him play. He's not even suiting up. So it's like, he's not even at the game for moral support. He had a load suiting up. So it's like, we're talking about the run game here. We don't have the same tools that he used to have.
Yeah, no, it's different, man. And I don't know what the fix is, dude. I don't know for trade. I just don't know.
It makes me wonder if the lack of preseason is the reason why the defensive line hasn't lived up to expectations. These guys are all good talent. They should all be playing up well, and they're getting pressure, but it's not translating to sacks and big plays that we need out of them.
Let me answer this question. He says it's raining hard, and they are going to run the football, and you have your linebackers 8 to 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. No wonder they average 8 to 10 yards per rush. So here's the deal: the Bills notoriously have been a middle of the pack or top 10 run defense for years. But McDermott always rushes 4. I don't care what they say about how much he blitzes. He usually has a 4-man front. The problem is when you don't do your 1/11th, like they say, you're going to get exposed. It's this game looks just like the Philadelphia game last year. The exact same thing. Okay. That's how important that 1/11th is. If you don't have your assignment down pat, and if you don't work off each other, you are creating cracks and holes in defense. And on top of that, bring in Patrick Mahomes, who can light you up. And we don't have a person in that secondary that can go toe-to-toe with Tyreek Hill, speed for speed. Mecole Hardman. They had to put those guys back there, but they needed their front 6 because we were in a nickel defense to stop the run, and they couldn't do it. You can have all the adjustments you want, but if you can't get it done individually as a personnel grouping, if you suck, there ain't nothing. Jesus Christ probably like, damn dog, yeah, y'all suck. Yeah. Bro. There's nothing you can do. So people get that out of your mind. It's the players. You got Rand Neal playing defense, bro. You got Rand Neal playing defense.
It's time to go, man.
I do applaud them.
You see this comment about Edmonds need to be benched. It's time to go, man. It's time to leave.
See, this is the other nonsense I'm talking about from yesterday. I blew up at a couple people on Facebook pages of Bills fans because I'm like, look, we need to stop these ignorant ass comments. Like, this is ridiculous. Edmonds, yes, he's underperforming it this year, but the kid is 22 years old. He's our Mike linebacker.
Not even that. He's literally played injured.
Yes, that's what I mean. He's hurt.
The Jets game has been injured. He's been playing through injury.
Yes, and we need him more than anything. Look at the. I put this out on Twitter yesterday that. It is a fact that no matter who's on the field, 100%, all the guys you want, pick your best players, all healthy. If Matt Milano's not on the field, the Bills defense sucks. Period. It's fact. Every game Matt Milano has missed, the Bills defense has been absolute garbage. And that there's a reason for that because it creates a hole. Now you add to that an injured Tremaine Edmonds, and the middle of the field is just opening up. I was worried coming into this game. The guy I said was Travis Kelce, and he had 2 touchdowns thrown to him, right? that was at a lack of our linebackers being there because there's nobody covering. Even the Trey White got faked out on one of the touchdowns, actually. We didn't even talk about Trey White. I don't know if that was one of your topics you were going to bring up, but God. Benching.
I don't have as much of a problem with Trey as everybody does. Like, I've been getting a lot of.
Why would you bench
Edmonds?
Put him on.
Who's going to play? You're going to put Dodson out there? No, I got an idea. Let's put AJ Klein in that spot.
Trying to play both.
Who's on our practice squad?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lacey.
Lacey and Dodson. Yeah.
That's like Brian Cox playing defensive end.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, throw Jerry Hughes' ass in there. He ain't. Everybody's like, well, Jerry Hughes gets pressures. Man, them pressures ain't mounting the shit.
Okay, well, let me just tell you what, and I'm not a homer with this take. This is the honest guy, and I know you watch film, so watch this. Next time you break down any game, he gets held literally 8 out of 10 plays, and the rest dislike him because of his attitude and because of the way he talks to them. And what I'm saying is,
that's his fault.
No, it is. But what I'm saying is, at the same time, it's like, how much pressure do you really expect a guy to get when he's being held and they don't make calls? Like, it has to be, for him to get a call, it has to be obvious to the point that they tackle him and kick him in the neck. Like, he's not getting a call from the referee.
Yeah, that's always been the case with him because he has that reputation of having a bad attitude,
and he's super vocal with them.
If he does anything even slightly wrong, he's going to get a 15-yard penalty.
15 right off the bat.
Exactly. He's just, and that's unfortunate, but it's human behavior, right? It is what it is. They know he has that reputation. They have an eye out for it, and if they see the slightest thing, he's going to get called for it.
But we've seen Jerry Hughes be, a 10-sack guy a season, right? And his production is declining, and he probably has lost a step. That's fair to say. But this whole Jerry Hughes in the run game, he ain't doing it, bro.
But he's never been like a run.
It's the quarterback that's the problem. The quarterbacks are running all over Jerry Hughes, and that's because
nowadays you have to be able to do both. That's why they pay you so much money. So
why did we get the line that we got? Because the line that we got ain't doing. They're not doing one of them. Let alone both.
Supposed to have these elite pass rushers, right?
Brandon Beane and McDermott thought that they're gonna bring in all their homeboys from Carolina. Man, Vernon Butler, where has he been?
Addison has played pretty well. He's been in there on some plays. I'll give Addison his due. He's actually probably the highlight of that line. They're all garbage right now, but.
Yeah, hot garbage.
I just want to know his stats for the year real quick because nothing that he's done is impressive this year. Addison.
Well, no, he's been in on plays. I'm saying, he's not. They're not.
Ain't nobody.
Nobody's doing great, but
Oliver, I think, is playing well, man.
Well, Oliver is, exactly. They got to step up around Oliver because he's not been able to shine the way he does. But he's got to step up too. You're talking a top 10 pick. He's got to live up to it,
man.
So Addison has 3 sacks.
Yeah, he's been the highlight on that defensive line for sure. Yeah. Which isn't saying much. The tiniest turd in the group. Congrats. But he has been playing. I mean, that's the thing. Like, we started this conversation. I don't know what the problem is here. All of these guys are talented. They all should know what they're doing. Maybe it's the lack of the preseason, the fact that they didn't get to gel, that they didn't get to play together, that they didn't get to learn each other's quirks, and hopefully. This is why I started the show being optimistic. Hopefully what this means is the Bills are still growing and becoming a better team. I don't care if we play like shit right now, but we better not play like shit when the playoffs start. We better hit our groove coming into November, December.
I care now.
I would rather play like shit now than in the playoff game. So if those guys can improve, if the coaches believe it's just a matter of getting reps and getting those guys to gel and communicate better, and we can start playing better going into November and hit our stride in December and be a consistent defensive line in December and into the playoffs, that's what matters most. So hopefully that's the case here. But other than that, I really can't put my finger on it. These guys are all talented.
How did Oliver get outplayed by a practice squad player?
I'm done with
talking about. He's talking about putting what's his name in the one technique in the
Zimmer, the Zimmer guy?
Yeah, Zimmer. He shined a little.
Hey, Fellas, I love y'all, man. I'm about to go eat. This is getting wild today, man.
Actually, we're wrapping up, man.
This is getting wild. Now we got to bench Edmonds. Now Milano's getting outplayed.
Needs to play quarterback.
Oh yeah, Fromm needs to start at quarterback. I've seen it all today. I've seen it all today.
Call OJ
people wanting Hauschka back. I mean, that's
get OJ Simpson's black.
Hauschka got cut again. Yes. I don't know if anybody is aware of that. I know you guys are, but he got cut again. Just so you guys know.
Yeah, and then go ahead and call Peerless Price and Eric Mose to come back and play wide receiver. We're straight, bro. That's what we need to do.
It's got to change the mindset. That's for sure. Because that is not the team.
We got to be up even when we lose, man. We gotta look, call it like it is, call it, they got improvements, and every week matters, because if you don't get this stuff right, you ain't winning the playoff game. And the schedule is so tough. The Dolphins are not a walk in the park. We all know that.
We don't play them again until week 17.
We got 2 games against the Patriots. We play the Steelers, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, we got some big games on this schedule.
49ers are coming back strong.
49ers run the ball well.
They got their defense back. Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro. We might be it's gonna be tough. But anyway, man, we're gonna sign off here. Look, Jay Spence the King, man, my guy. Yes, hey, yes, thank you for coming on the show, man.
Hey, man, anytime. I always enjoy kicking it with family. So anytime that y'all got some space and y'all want me to come through, you already know I'm here.
Yeah, hey, we appreciate it, man. You were always welcome to come on the show, and you were fantastic. Anthony bringing the heat tonight. I thought it was going to be a contest and a battle between the two of you arguing, but again,
we got you
me arguing with you guys, and we mixed it up tonight.
That's right.
It was fun though. You just got to chill on my man Aaron Rodgers, man. I'm telling you, he's one of the best that we've seen, and we got to appreciate him, man. That they wasted his career in Green Bay. They did.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna see, man. We're gonna see how it plays out, but it's definitely fun to just be devil's advocate, man. It's fun to just poke and prod.
Is that true at the bottom there? I'm sorry to keep interrupting. Elliot said rumblings of Dallas trading the Jets a second for Darnold.
What do you do with that?
I would love that for Dallas.
Yeah, I know it's better than what they got right now and Andy Dalton last night.
I would love that for Dallas. I'm a Sam Darnold fan. Like, I'm not a Jets fan, but I'm a Sam Darnold fan, and I like when they drafted him, I was like, man, we got to deal with this for the next 15 years. So I would be very happy if he went to the NFC, but Dallas, I think Dallas would really
with CeeDee Lamb. Mark, throw Zeke in there too. Just send Zeke to Jets.
No, we don't want to see him twice a year, man. What are you doing?
No.
What are you doing? No.
They don't want him. They want draft picks. Give them all the draft picks that they can screw up even more. So
I know Zeke has a fat contract, but here's a question for you, and we'll get off on this. Would you trade a 3rd-round pick for Ezekiel Elliott right now?
A 3rd-round pick?
Would you? Yeah.
On what team?
The Bills.
If we could pay him, hell yes. Why wouldn't I do that?
Yeah,
First of all, premier running backs in the NFL.
He's still young enough. There's not much that I wouldn't trade for the 1st or 2nd best running back in the league.
You wouldn't trade a 1st-round pick.
The only reason I'd hesitate is the contract. And that's like,
right.
You make that work, but that's it. Yeah. His talent is the question.
Now, I will say this. Now, if you put Ezekiel Elliott in the Bills' backfield, I know, and then we're all just having fun dreaming, y'all. So the serious ones, y'all chill out. If you put him in this backfield, I guarantee you, dog, it's a whole different ballgame because he has the speed, he has the vision, and he is the full package, man. Zeke is the full package.
I'm gonna just repeat what I said over. This guy isn't Zeke level, but wait till the game really slows down enough for Moss. I think too many people are writing Moss off right now. I've watched him his career in college, and I'm gonna just tell you something. He's not the dude that he's not what we've seen through 6 weeks. He's been injured. The game hasn't and I get like recently running backs come out of college and it's like, oh shoot, they're leading the league in rushing off the bat. Not everybody does that. Same thing with quarterbacks. You get an Andrew Luck that'll come in and go to the Pro Bowl, where other teams you'll get Josh Allen, who takes a couple of years to develop. I'm telling you, Zach Moss is going to be a problem. And
they're not using him right. They're not using him right.
You got to really chill and be patient with him, because I'm telling you, once he figures out the speed of the game, and then once we get a couple guys that can kind of block for him, they don't even really need to like fully block. Just like put chip him, like just hit him with the shoulder. I'm telling you, Moss is going to be something.
I'm open to starting over Devin Singletary right now. That should tell you how much open-minded I am, because
right now he can't do anything right now. He's done nothing to prove that. I mean, I'm obviously a huge Zach Moss. On this show, I was pounding the table all draft season saying I want him in the 3rd round to the Bills, and luckily that's exactly what happened.
I don't think the Bills are going to make a trade for anybody before the trade deadline. No. Yeah, stand pat, man.
That was one of the other. Yeah, I mean, somebody asked about that at the beginning of the show. Trades are going to be tough for this team because we don't have a lot of cap space, and we don't have a lot of assets that we're willing to give up that people want, unless we trade our top draft pick for somebody who's young. But I don't see that happening. I mean, we already talked about the D line. We could use help at cornerback. We could use help in a lot of positions, but I just don't think money-wise McBean would have to work something crazy to be able to bring in a trade value at this point.
So we'll see, man. We'll see.
I mean, talking about free agents out there too, but if a guy is a free agent at this point, there's a reason for it, right? I mean, Clay Matthews, I don't want Clay Matthews. What are you, crazy? I don't want him.
There's nobody out there that I think that's going to fit the bill.
No, you're not going to bring anybody who's going to, there you go, who's going to suddenly make this defense better and play up to what their talent level is.
But anyway, man, we done, man. Look, I challenge everybody to just relax, man, and don't just look at the past 2 games. Look at the full 6 games before you make your final assessment.
Future is bright.
NFL season tells a story. Each team it tells a story, and I do feel confident in the coaching staff. I think that it may not be perfect, but I think they can kind of get us back to where we need to be. Is this right now? It just sucks. And we got our hopes up the first 4 weeks because of what they were doing off of potential. And it's good to be knocked back to reality a little bit. The Bills got a lot of work to do. So we're on to the Jets, right?
We're on to the Jets.
We're on to the Patriots. I mean the Jets. We're on to the Patriots.
But I do want to, like he just said, I want to caution the fans here, man. Like, let's not overreact.
No.
We're 4-2. We're still leading the division. So let's not overreact. We're still where we want to be.
Tell our fans how they can find you, Jay Spence.
Yo, if you're on Twitter or Instagram, you can find me just like it is on the screen at Jay Spence the King. I have a podcast that drops on Tuesdays called The Code of Conduct. I also have a live show that's going to start airing every Sunday. I think we're going to aim for like 6:15 because that's normally when, or 7:15, I should say, Eastern Standard Time. That's normally when the second game is about off. So Mookie Hawkins and myself will be doing a live show every Sunday to go over the interviews that the players did after the game. We're also going to talk, just a reaction to the game. So that's going to be live every Sunday. And then I don't have the scheduling for it yet, but I'm also going to try to do a live edition of the Code of Conduct as well. So we're going to have some fun. I'm going to have some good guests on the live show. We're going to have the joint with Mookie. So it's going to be a good time, man. Come check us out at Buffalo Rumblers. We're about to do some big things.
Yeah, you're moving on up in the world. That's going to be great. I'm looking forward to that Sunday show with Mookie. That's going to be awesome.
Absolutely, man. You heard my guy down there. But we keep it popping. We keep it moving around here, man. We keep it moving. Y'all have a great week, man. Y'all got to have a great week, man. It's just life. It's just football is what we do, man. So we're going to say peace out, dude. We out of here.
Go Bills.
Bills.